What is up, everyone? It is Psycho Blue, conductor of the Hype Train, Mr. Hype Gems, hashtag Crosswires, hashtag The King Returns 11, taking place at the latest arcade in the Richmond area, Dawnstar Video Games, located in Scott's Edition near the baseball diamond. We are going to be giving you a double whammy of VODs this evening for two of the games that took place last Saturday, and that is going to be the new release Under Night In-Birth 2 and a more established name, Guilty Gear Strive. We will have Grand Blue coming to you tomorrow, same time, at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That would be tomorrow, Thursday. And then Friday, I will be having Tech Chase TV on to review the Frosty Faustings pools for Street Fighter Cross Tekken. More on that in just a moment, but first, let me introduce our two commentators for Under Night. First up, introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Salte Boy, and I'm back to be commentating both Under Night and Guilty Gear Strive.
And I am Pineapples. I'll be here tonight for Under Night and as well tomorrow for Grand Blue Fantasy Versus.
All right, well, before we jump into Under Night, I do want to say that I am proud to announce that Street Fighter Cross Tekken, as of this morning, is now the most viewed finals VOD from all of Frosty Fausting's side tournament offerings as part of the Vortex Gallery. So, thank you everyone who tuned in and came to support the game I love and to watch me take first place. And shouts to Goji as well for being a worthy runner-up. I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing him again at CEO, where Cross Tekken will be official, along with Tekken Tag Tournament 2, and hopefully, I just applied TMNT Cross Justice League Turbo. As you guys know, I was a writer on that game. I've been playing that game as a competitor, even won it at EVO, but I want to kind of carry the torch and bring back the good vibes that game so rightly deserves. So I may be running as many as 3 games at CEO. That's going to be the last weekend of June in Daytona Beach. I hope to see you there. Without further ado, it's time to jump into some Under Night In-Birth. I'm a big fan of this game compared to some other anime games. I do like how neutral feels, has more of a Street Fighter-ish feel sometimes, especially when it comes to anti-airing and the jump versus grounded dynamic. But I have not seen much of this newest offering that came out last week. Let's see what our professional commentators make of it.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm really excited to be commentating some Under Night In-Birth 2. Actually, my favorite fighting game of all time, so it's really exciting to see it being able to be played online and have like a really big, new, fresh audience because, you know, it's a new game dropping. And yeah, and I think it's like, what, a 10-player bracket today? And it might be on the smaller side, but I think any Under Night is good Under Night.
Oh yeah, it's been having a huge resurgence as well. Like you mentioned, being able to play it online, a big part of that. The new version coming out with the rollback after the game spent quite a few years kind of in the delay-based minds a little bit. I know people are still grinding clear throughout all that pandemic, but that made it a little bit harder. Now, new game, new features. So nice. Feels so good.
Yeah, that it does. There's a lot of little modernizations for the game, you know, a little bit higher damage, a little faster pace, but it still retains so much of what makes Under Night. It retains so much of the fast-paced decision-making that's under the hood that you don't really see at first glance, and I really love that they kept so much of that DNA going into this new game.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that people who have been stuck with the series for quite a while have been enjoying about it, right? Is that they made some tweaks, right? The damage in Uni 2 is generally higher. They added a couple new system mechanics like a roll, celestial with attached to the grid bar. But for the most part, it's the same core, and it just kind of builds off of the game that people have been loving for the past many years.
Yeah, I mean, how old was the original Under Night? I think it's a little over 10 years at this point. What was it, 2012 when it first released? It's been a long time. And a lot of these characters have been in this game for a long time. I mean, just the core cast, like Hyde, Linnae, characters like that. And then they all basically just got a big, fresh overhaul in this new game, in the sense that they got a bunch of different new moves that change a little bit of how they play, but also enhance certain elements of their play style that makes it a little more dynamic and adds a lot more to that decision making of combos, of neutral. And it looks like our first match is going to be between Candice, Catnipp, and a Light Strider. And looks like Light Strider rocking Londrekia and Candice on the Byakuya. I think we'll need a stream to see the game.
Alright, sorry about that, guys. I forgot to share the screen with my commentators. No harm done. Let's see what we got here. There we go. There we go. Alright. No more monkey business. Let's get to it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's the post-production feel. You can kind of make a little small mistakes here and there, but it should be all right now that we're finally getting into the game. Again, Candice, Catnipp on Byakuya, Light Strider on Londrekia, and I know that both of these characters got some really good moves, by the way. Byakuya has like this little spire you can bring up from the ground that can hit your mid-screen, can track you. And Londrekia got a new super that basically is full screen and a bunch of different other tools. It looks like Light Strider starting off really strong, putting Candice into the corner, and Ari with some huge buffs going on. It's going to extend the combos, it's going to extend the damage.
locking him down with the flower Oki into another throw. Candice Catnipp waking up with CS, unable to challenge. They finally made their way out of it.
Out of the corner, and a grid break. Doesn't get the full combo, but will get the full combo from here. This grid break is super important because now Light Strider has full mirror. Going to spend a bit here just to get this corner setup that Byakuya is known for. As this Warble Steel. Oh, this might be enough to kill. Change it to extend. Afterwards. No, we're not. Oh, and there's the super coming out full screen, and then there it is. Candice locking him down with that usage of the new super, and Light Strider unable to move, staying in the corner, and was eventually opened up. Candice taking that first round, and Light Strider starting this round off very strong, has a full tank at his disposal to be able to use it at the end of this combo to set up the web open yet again.
You look at that grid bar, we're seeing the Byakuya game plan coming through to fruition. I know in this game, the web's got a little bit of changes. I don't believe they steal grid on block anymore. But Byakuya is still in his combo route, the king of taking that grid meter. So as long as he's not grid broken, he is a winner. You can see all of those blocks in his back pocket.
I find it so funny that Byakuya can be known as the king of stealing your grid when Gordeau's entire gimmick is supposed to be based off of that. I just find that funny because Byakuya sometimes just feels like he does that better.
And Gordeau he runs up to you, he grabs you with a simulation. I took your grid. Byakuya just does a couple combos with a bunch of webs, sets up the OT. You're taking like deal with it, right? You know who I am?
We're going to set up in a mid-screen, but not all of them, but one of the webs will be destroyed by the projectiles. And Candice playing at a distance, trying to stay away from Light Strider, but does the dash see as such a strong tool for Byakuya? One of the strongest anti-zoning tools. Okay, going to the follow-up on that force function, change shift to get the counter hit right afterwards. And Light Strider going to take that first game with a very commanding final round.
Very, very nice. The one time that Candice Catnipp represented that force function reversal, Light Strider was ready, was patient, and got a free punish. That back throw into the corner could be.
Just as you say that, Candice finding a way out and putting on the pain right now. 3C will connect, and there's going to be a really big combo for Candice. Are we going to cash out? I think we just might. Okay, no, we're just going to set up, save a bit of meter for the next round. I like that decision too because it has so much health that Candice could afford to do something like that. Though I say that, and we've seen these comebacks happen already.
Oh my goodness, round start air super represented the new meteors to such great effect. Honestly, one of the biggest tools that Londrekia has got in this game. He has 100 meters, cool. Jump up, set down the meteors, almost a free way to go.
It's such a good tool. There's not really many other characters that have something like that. Candice taking that game over Light Strider, representing those new tools to their most effective usage. And we are evened up 1-1. Okay, Light Strider already getting hit by that frozen debuff, but it's not going to matter. Just a lot of small hits being traded around in the mid-screen. 3C whiffing, no whiff punish.
And this Catnipp finally taking some space and able to catch Light Strider mid-web setup. This is massive. Drained all of the grid off this Byakuya from the defense. Good defense from Light Strider. Able to navigate the situation in the corner. They get thrown for their trouble. And Candice back on the offense.
It's going to be a really tough hill to climb for Light Strider right now. And Candice is not breaking. Their defense has been so good right now. And looks like Light Strider is the same way, blocking these overheads, blocking these lows, and techs the throw, taking back his turn.
And I love seeing that from Light Strider. Londrekia, one of those characters that if you don't know where the Rekkas are going, can prove very tricky. You can see the defense is immaculate, blocking all of the increased Rekkas.
Yeah, it's all about looking at the flash. Right? Whenever the Rekka flashes, you have to quickly recognize which Rekka it is and understand that it's either going to go overhead or side swap or low.
Candice Catnipp again getting that Rekka and finding a clean hit in the corner. The freeze is on. Drop the super for some extra damage. We got the butterfly. The flower, excuse me.
Light Strider does have the Vorpal Psycho though, so this is going to increase the damage. We have a side swap combo too. Always love it when these players know their side swap combos, because especially right now, it feels like not a lot of people do it. Yeah, especially if they're just picking up the game. Ooh, counter hit.
Big opening off that reversal attempt from Light Strider. There we go, crushing the throw tech attempt, not getting the kill combo though. Needs one more interaction, and the low Rekka will do it. Candice Catnipp, 2-1 over Light Strider.
Yeah, 4B into Rekka is the classic Londrekia combo. You normally don't want to take back your turn too much on that move, just because, again, Londrekia can just cancel right into the Rekkas and frame trap you. But we've been seeing a lot of times where Candice would 4B Light Strider and then not do anything, or continue the pressure afterwards. So Light Strider trying to go for a read, trying to bust out, but to no avail.
We are getting right into the next one though. No downtime between matches. We got Nytemare and BitMarim. BitMarim?
Yeah, Nytemare on Merkava, BitMarim on Akatsuki. I'm interested to see how this one goes. Merkava most definitely has the tools to beat Akatsuki, but Akatsuki also has some really strong tools against Merkava's toolkit. Fireball might seem like a good one, but 2-on-4A for Merkava can just go right through it. However, Tatsu for Akatsuki is incredibly good against this character. Not just constantly getting hit by these 3 Cs that Nytemare is throwing out. Ooh, anti-airs that JC. No conversion though, but Nytemare is going to get a conversion off of this.
Yeah, immediately finds a hit, drop the EX Worm. Wait for them to do their thing, back up, and now it's time to play 6-6C for the cross up, but Nytemare drops and BitMarim is in there.
Now you have to hold all this pressure from BitMarim, but finds the right opportunity to mash out. If you're blocking that 6B, you can mash out just like so. Doesn't get the full combo from that 3C, but it doesn't matter. 5A will seal it. Just needed one more hit, and that is what he found. 5BB round start, the classic 2-on-4A. Going through fireballs, you can't just chuck them out at full sprint against Merkava like that. And Nytemare going straight into another combo. Going for the easier stuff, though. Using that new force function, dropping up to the air overhead. Oh, low this time. This should be enough to kill, given that Nytemare doesn't drop it. Oh no, not this, not the 4C.
Yeah, as you said it, Nytemare had one job, fumbled the bag right at the last moment, but BitMarim still has a long road to climb to get back into this round. Empty hop low is gonna stuff out any comeback attempts from BitMarim though. Nytemare taking the game.
I do love that usage of Assault from Nytemare, because BitMarim has been reacting to most of them with overhead blocks, and Nytemare has consistently been doing Assault into air button, and so he just switched it up when empty Assault is low, and that completely caught him off guard right there. But I want to see more of BitMarim being able to punish this, because BitMarim has shown that they can block those Assault overheads, but they need to shield it if they want to punish.
Yeah, in this version of the game, especially if you shield a assault jump in, most of the time they are like around 50 or so, which is punishable by about everybody as long as you're spacing. BitMarim, if they're getting the blocks like you said, if they can get those stand shields though, that's when the opportunities for a counter attack comes.
Exactly. It's like, if you can block them, you can shield them.
100%, but this time BitMarim is not blocking them as Nytemare runs up, grabs the low, and we're back in the blender. The worms are out.
Oh, fearing the worms, tossing him, feeding him to the worms, and a 2-3-6A will finish it, putting up a wall in front of BitMarim's face, not blocking it, and Nytemare has that round.
They just woke up with the A hands. Just like that?
I like how Nytemare right now is doing these fight setups, like the 50-50s, making you guess high-low. But what I want to see more from Nytemare is being able to do a little more damage with these combos, because he's not really maxing out his opportunities as much as he can right now. So it doesn't matter though, as long as he can keep BitMarim in the corner and keep BitMarim from playing their offense, which it looks like is exactly what's happening as Nytemare takes that game and takes the set 2-0.
Quick 2-0. Like you mentioned, Nytemare not getting the most off of their confirms, but generally ending at around like the high 2s, a low 3k damage, which on the lower end for this game. But they were very consistently ending in that C worm setup, and they were finding the hits on the mix afterwards. So even though each hit might not have been going the distance, they were getting enough hits to make it work.
Yeah, you can definitely tell, like, Nytemare, maybe not the best combos, maybe not the most optimal combos, but Nytemare has a really good idea of how the game plan for Merkava should be played. You want to be setting up those worms, you want to be going for those fight steps, you want to be making them scared of those 50-50s, of those high-lows, and of the grab, which he did represent. You have the worms wailing on you, but in between those gaps, Merkava could easily throw you.
You gotta beware. Know the gaps, if not, you might get tossed.
Looks like we're getting BitMarim coming back up with Cat. It's going to be an Akatsuki mirror. If you didn't get enough of Akatsuki already, you're going to get enough of Akatsuki now.
Oh boy, now this is a matchup that I am not particularly familiar with. The Akatsuki mirror is not one that I've seen a whole lot.
Akatsuki already feels like he plays a different game that's not under Night. But this one is basically just, doesn't even, it's like, what's it called?
We're playing ABK now.
Exactly, ABK, both an under Night Coat of Paint.
Yeah,
that's
exactly. It's ABK with a grid bar. Yeah, ABK would change it. There you go. Cat's relentless on the aggression this round, though. Wake up throw to take the first round. BitMarim having a bit of trouble dealing with Cat. They've been using the reversal options very liberally. You saw DP and his parry. This time, just not blocking a wake up again. Cat is not trying to block.
And we're gonna just go straight into IW, cashing out for the big damage. I mean, IWs have already been buffed so much in this game in terms of damage, but Akatsuki's IW, in the original Under Night, felt like an Under Night 2 IW with how much damage it already did, and now it does even more.
Oh yeah, it's kind of a nuke. I know like the classic thing is just like a couple buttons into IW from Akatsuki, easy 4K damage.
Dude, it's crazy. Have you seen the bathwater loop? It can actually do 6K damage in this.
I have seen it. Just in the corner. Bop, bop, bop. You tell me that does 6K now? That's insane.
I'm telling you, man, the bathwater loop should never be doing that much damage. Oh, Steer Ender didn't finish it off. Cat didn't have enough meter to IW cancel. Still, though, it's all right. That trade has been very favorable for Cat. And Cat on set point, already punishing with his fireballs, trying to get in, and we're just DPing on Wake Up, busting out of that defense, busting out of that offense.
BitMarim has just not been respecting Cat's wake up. They've been reversed like almost every time. And again, BitMarim, they're blocking. That tried the parry and kept getting blown up. Cat 2-0 in the Akatsuki mirror with just unbridled aggression.
Yeah, those frame traps, and just that overall knowing, adapting to BitMarim and how he likes to be on defense, how he likes to play on defense, has been really going the distance for Cat, as you just saw. We're doing a button check, and it looks like Cat is staying on. Not too sure who he's playing against, though.
It's a different color Byakuya.
Seems like it. Well, either way, we got ourselves a Byakuya versus Akatsuki. Not a very good matchup for Akatsuki, I just want to say. But you could definitely make it work. Oh no, not that your DP is gonna get blocked like that. That is the worst thing you want to happen at Dawnstar getting put into the corner this early. It's okay though. We found a combo to get out.
Did Cat just do wake up A2C? Is that what I saw there? Regardless, not working out. Not working out for Cat is Lightstrider, proving that they're much more wary of the defensive options that Cat has been representing. You saw there, parry failed. The DP jumped over by Lightstrider. Willing to just work around Cat's defensive tactics.
We are in the corner, and with these webs too, it can make dealing with those defensive habits so much easier. We have these webs that can pretty much prevent him from wanting to DP, wanting to press a button, wanting to mash and get out. Grid break for Cat. This could be their opportunity to turn it around. Never mind. 236C. Why not? Doesn't kill. Just needs one more hit, and that will do it.
Yeah, Lightstrider got a punish throw. I think Cat decided to press something after the Tatsu. But a quick game one from Lightstrider. We saw that Cat, they're doing a similar thing to the last game where every knockdown was an RPS. They chose something, and Lightstrider just being very aware of what the options that Cat like are and working around those. This time though, Cat successfully finding a wake up throw and putting Lightstrider in the
Really nice blocks from Light, and boom, into the corner you go. You back throw me, I back throw you back. This is enough to kill. Don't drop the combo now.
down. Sireka, nice and easy.
Spending that meter and going into the next round. Still with half tank left, half tank available.
Yeah, that's really, all Byakuya needs, right? Any combo, take them mostly coast to coast. You can set up the EX right here, get some webs, and then look at that. Byakuya almost 100 meter. Next hit can do the same thing.
Dude, that was crazy. Like, you didn't even set up like 5 webs on him. That was unnecessary.
The more the merrier, why not?
CVO, this should be enough to kill.
Oh yeah, easy. Like we were saying earlier, those IWs in this version do so much damage, more than enough to finish off Cat's combo. Nice try with a quick 2-up.
Yeah, do notice that normally though, if you normally those CVOs will do less damage than just if you have 200 meter available, because it's basically spending chain shift even though you don't have 200 meter to do your super at the end. So it's going to be a little bit nerf damage and a little more, I would say, regular damage to be expected, like toning it down a bit. But it's still really strong, and especially if you know that you want to be able to kill off this at the end, but not enough meter to do it, sometimes it's worth spending that chain shift to get the extra damage at the end.
Yeah, you know, most combos, like we saw there, you pop Sivo and then spend as many EX moves as you can before dropping that IW, right? Make as much out of that quote-unquote infinite meter as possible.
Yeah, right now, it does look like that we are in a winners finals already going by really fast. A 10-person bracket will do that to you, but the skill is definitely showing as Candice Catnipp gets this round, start drawing the first blood over Van.
Yeah, Londrekia and Carmine, two characters that have been talked about quite a lot in this version of the game that have greatly improved from their previous iterations. And these players showing the strength very, very nicely.
Yeah, especially Candice right now with Londrekia, but Van not able to play too much in that round. Oh no, count charging at round start, and you are back where we left off.
Candice Catnipp's offense has been insurmountable this game. Immediately as VanLeer gets a turn, nope, force function, I'm out of here.
And what's so significant of that force function too is that that is actually an invincible reversal, and it's a one-button invincible reversal at that. So you can actually react to it very well, has a very big hitbox, and you can combo after it if you have chain shift as well. And that's what makes it so incredibly strong. Do notice right now, even if Candice did take that first game, it is winners finals. So Candice needs to win 2 more games if they want to win and go into grands.
DP baited by VanLeer, and Candice Catnipp opted to just low shield immediately after. VanLeer finding themselves in grid break, and this is where it gets dangerous if you're fighting against Carmine. Going to the EX, that's the combo.
Yeah, this is right now what VanLeer has been wanting this entire time, filling up the screen so much, making it scary to press something, to do anything, and just doing so much damage at that, constantly opening you up with safe pressure.
Not allowing VanLeer an inch in this round. Said, all right, I saw what you can do once you get the offense. I'm not trying to be on the receiving end of that again. I'm just going to hold forward. I'm going to force you to block, and if you're not, hold this back down. We're going close.
That'll be enough. Oh no! Still holding on, VanLeer. Oh, never mind. Run up to be poke him in the feet. Londrekia's buttons are so big. Overhead, didn't block it.
Yeah, that
into the corner yet again. It feels like that's been the case for this entire set so far.
Yeah, someone immediately is taking the reins off of the first neutral interaction, and then the opponent has to hold back for dear life. VanLeer again being opened up by the follow-up to 4C, and this Flower Oki air unblockable. That's a game for Candice Catnipp.
And a perfect at that too. The momentum for Candice has been carrying them so much right now, but VanLeer hoping to put a stop to it, finds the first blood, finds the punishes he needs in this game to set the pace. Already jumps into the blind spot of the force function. That's so smart.
Just beyond the tip of that force function, evading Candice Catnipp's invincible reversal for a second time this round. VanLeer, once the engines get started, it's very scary, and Candice has been having a hard time on defense. But the tale of this set so far has been Candice Catnipp just not allowing VanLeer to get in that situation in the first place.
Really nice blocks from VanLeer right now. Just spends the meter, tries to get out with that invincible reversal. It's okay though, still finds the opening either way. Now Candice, you're going to have to eat this mix. Not if you 3D out. Not if you 3D out. I'm actually surprised by how much Candice has been using that 3D because, like with all the high level footage I've been seeing of this game, it's not really something that gets used super often, normally because it has so much end lag associated with it.
Definitely a tool that you can't just throw out all willy-nilly, something that you have to be aware of what you're rolling. If you roll something bad, you might just explode for it. But in times where it's good, it can be very nice for evading some situations that were previously more difficult to get.
Yeah, you have to be very intentional with it too, right? And that's basically just the story of every single Under Night system. Change Jet, you have to be intentional with it. Shield, you have to be intentional with it. Because with Shield, you can't switch between highs and lows. And you'll get grid broken if you basically guess wrong. And VanLeer right now is guessing wrong right now. Trap coming up, Spire coming up, and VanLeer taking their first game. This could be the start of a comeback against Candice, but this is going to be a very hard calling right now because you've seen how Candice has been so dominant this entire set and is being so dominant in this round, continuing the trend, punished with the JC, and into the corner you go.
Getting that extra cash out, the extra freeze, and VanLeer's health bar has been going down real quick. Should be the end of this round. Finish the combo? No! Didn't want to spend the meter, but that's okay. Managed to get it out.
Yeah, it doesn't help too that Carmine uses his own health if he wants to use his special moves, if he wants to go do pressure, play neutral, and that's just really tough. Just pairing that with how much damage Candice is doing with every single interaction, maxing out all of the opportunities they find.
Grid barrage for Candice Catnipp as well. Huge. Also, when you get those grid breaks, you evade that shield, the extra combo, or the following combo, it does do more damage. That problem that you're talking about gets exacerbated. Candice Catnipp finding a 6-6C and closing out the set 3-1.
Very strong showing from Candice, and you can definitely tell that Candice deserved that spot in grand finals with how well they've been playing, how well they've been representing this Londrekia so far. And I'm really glad that we're seeing so many Londrekias too. Even if Londrekia is a good character, I think that's irrelevant because Londrekia is just a cool character. And it kind of came out at a time when Clear Release was still on delay-based netcode. There are no tournaments coming out for it, and COVID, right? So Londrekia, I mean, before COVID, or like even during it, I feel like I can name the amount of Londrekia players on my hand. That's how little there were.
Yeah, it didn't help also that people's perception of him was that he was a relatively weak character. I know on release, people were like, oh, he might be the worst character in the game. As the game kind of as he got more fleshed out, people thought, okay, maybe he's not that bad, but he's still not very good. And this version received quite substantial help, and with more people playing, get more people representing that character. So cool to see.
Well, I'm glad that's not the same story with these characters. I think everyone has been agreeing so far that both Tsurugi and Kuon are very well-made characters and could be quite viable as the scene continues growing. And they're both very cool characters at that. I just want to say, Kuon, I think, might be the very first fighting game character who has no bad colors. I look at its color list, and they all look cool. I don't know how they did it, but they did it.
This character's design is just so sick. I've been playing him a lot since this game came out, and his tool set just feels like it has options for everything. You saw the pillars, you saw the rings, you saw the full screen beam projectiles, has an aerial low, has a flash kick. This has, what if we gave a guy every tool in the book?
He's a boss character, right? It's the same story as Hilda when Hilda first released. Hilda was so good, could feel like that she could do everything. And it feels like Kuon is the same way, though I think Kuon is a bit more future-proof just because he's not necessarily just a zoner, but can do rushdown, can do mid-range, and can just play very lame in general as well.
Also, very nice thing for him to have is since he uses those same swords, kind of like Hive, they gave him the same passive effect. As whenever his sword normals get blocked, they do a little bit of chip damage. So if he's playing very aggressive and you're just kind of sitting there holding back, that chip damage can start to rack up.
No chip kills in this game though, so as long as you can trust your blocks, then you are not going to die. You will live. You just need to find the openings, and Urk finds that opening, jumping right in a jump assault to make it in, and now it's pressuring Lystria. That flash kick is such a good move, and just skateboards right in. Needs one more opening, a throw. It will be tech though because it was a gold throw. Blocks the flash kick and seals that round. Lystria spending a bit of meter there, so it's going to have a little bit less meter going into this next round, and Urk is going to put down a lot of damage at this point.
I like that concentrate from Urk. You saw that Lystria was just holding down back in the corner looking for anything to react to with a flash kick. So Urk just said, alright, I'm gonna concentrate. Lystria took the bait, thought it was a button, went for the flash kick, and Urk just blocked it out, punished, took that round. So clean.
Did you know that I've been seeing tech in terms of Lystrider's or Kuon's flash kick? You can actually run at him, and you can, and if your character is fast enough, then they can just run through and auto block it. And Tsurugi is one of those characters, but I don't know if Urk knows that.
I did see that clip, but I was looking at it, I was like, what is going on? I think that comes from Kuon's flash kick being a fairly slow reversal compared to others in the game. Where most of them quite a bit faster. Kuon is pretty big. It's in like a big circle around him, but it's a little bit slow. So if you get there, you just kind of run through and block on the other side, and you're chilling. You do have to have quite a bit of confidence though, just hold forward against him.
Exactly. I think it's also a bit of that, the hitbox too, right? Because it basically just pops them up, and it's really the only DP in this game that just immediately pops them up like that. Oh, will hit that overhead. Doesn't get the full combo afterwards though. And Lystria now has Urk locked down in this corner. Gets a counter hit. Doesn't get the full conversion afterwards.
Another one, Urk trying to fight their way out of the corner, but nothing really coming of it. Gets the 660 knockdown, flight pressure. Good blocks from Urk.
Skateboard him back into the mid screen. Get me out of that cold, musty place. I don't like it there. Neither does he like these projectiles, these hit scan projectiles as well. The lasers coming out from Lystria zoning him out, and Urk not able to find a way in.
Tsurugi does have some ways to navigate that zoning. One of the prevalent ones being force function and his follow-ups. You see when he puts up that shield, he gets full guard point and can use that to kind of navigate around some of these neutral options. Urk has been a little bit wary. If you cancel into the slide like that, sometimes you might just get shot.
Yeah, but also you gotta keep in mind too that the force function is susceptible to lows, and Lystria has been representing that 2C so much too. So if he tries to force function in, that 2C comes out, he's gonna get clipped low. But that also comes into that RPS with that force function, because yes, he can get clipped low, but if he goes for the hop, that will beat the low. And so it's like you got to constantly be guessing, is he gonna block it, is he gonna hop, am I gonna anti-air him, that kind of stuff.
RPS, one of the great strengths of this character. He puts up this shield, he said, alright, what you gonna do about it?
What do you think I'm going to do? What is your plan to get past this shield, this big ass shield?
I'm just hanging out. I'm just chilling here neutral. You're gonna come to me. You have to figure out how to deal with
wow, that was so smart right there. Just to jump, assault in, and actually going over Lystrider's button entirely.
Oh, Lystria using the maybe hallmark tool of Kuon, that force function of flight, to just get on out of the corner. The character doesn't have a DP that's like vertical enough or has the right reach. Kuon can sometimes kind of fly around. Get out for free.
That is true. But you can also punish the recovery of it as well. Oh no, yeah, jumps, gets clipped by that DP. You can't block those DPs like that. Not in this game, at least. Force function. Oh, okay, getting counter hit out of the follow-up, and will get punished by using that DP right there. Urk has to slowly make it in, dash block in, but I don't think Urk knows how to do the dash block OS just yet.
Didn't get it quite quickly enough. Lightstrider found the hit with the laser and put themselves on set point. Good flight cancel to get out of dodge before Urk could punish that.
Slowly, methodically making his way out, not being very committal, just slowly make it in, doing some good blocks, and now Urk will be rewarded for his troubles. Misses the throw and gives Lightstrider back his turn. Get green shielded, pushing him back a little bit further. Oh, gets clipped by an overhead. Lightstrider, are we going to cash out? No, we're not. I'm actually a bit surprised too, because I think the IW would have been enough to kill, if not close to it.
Yeah, found another hit, but didn't commit to it, and now Urk is in there. They found a solid hit, but they're needing to make this offensive sequence last.
I think this will be enough to kill if he spends it all. No, he doesn't.
Didn't spend it, but
we're even up 1-1. Final round. And we both have a full meter essentially as well. Text the throw. Lightstrider did do such a great job at teching all these throws that Urk has been throwing out.
The majority of them have been gold throws though, so you do get quite a generous window to tech when that is the case. But you still have to be on top of it. Lightstrider in this area. Out into the rings, once the OP hop over. I like that decision. Get Urk closer to the corner. Give yourself some space so you're not immediately cornered after the save.
Punish right there because he did shield that assault. That does get that punish. That's what we were talking about earlier.
Very nicely done. 6-6B at neutral hits, and Lightstrider not quite able to confirm the kill. Anything will do it. Raw IW.
That's enough! No! That's gotta feel so bad if you're Lightstrider just losing to that YOLO IW to finish the set. And Urk will be moving on, guessing correctly on his wake up on Lightstrider's pressure, spending it all and moving on into losers finals.
Wow. The last second, Lightstrider was a hair's breadth away from taking the set. Urk said, you know what? What I got to lose? Let it rip. Blew up the fake pressure from Lightstrider, and here we are. Carmine and Tsurugi in losers finals.
Seeing VanLeer come up yet again. I know VanLeer wants that run back against Candice, but now you have Urk in your way. The big guy with the big shield.
Make his way in. VanLeer being very defensive here in the opening moments, doing a lot of jump backs, setting up the puddles, the stagger pressure, opening up Urk, but not confirming.
Urk will confirm off of this hit too. That was a counter hit, so it does make it a little bit easier blocking the shield surf. Going to push him a little bit further away, so 5A won't be enough to punish. VanLeer will punish with this move right here and will find a counter hit too.
There we go. I don't know what that punished, but VanLeer was pressing, and they're earning a spot in the corner for it. As Urk get that throw, another one to take the first hit.
Alright, going into this next round, Urk looking really good and looking even better. Counter hit to start us off. Are we going to spend IW? No, we're not. We're not going to spend any meter actually, which is a bit surprising because you want to be making the most out of these openings, especially when you're playing against a Carmine.
Yeah, if you give them any space, any time for an offensive sequence, they could just turn the game on its head. VanLeer having that opportunity now. That combo with the second pinwheel, that's something we've seen a lot.
Grid broken. And now Urk is just sitting in the corner here. He knows that he's just one combo away from getting killed. And VanLeer doesn't even need to spend any meter, putting on 3k damage so quickly, using those traps to his fullest advantage. And now we are in this final round for the first game. Shield coming through. No full conversion. It feels like so many dropped conversions recently with all these sets. You can tell the nerves are starting to get to these players right now that we're in losers finals.
Yeah, both players been having an odd number of drops, and they're going for something punishable on block. VanLeer getting an opportunity to put them in the corner. The puddles are there. The overhead strikes true. A grid break for the extra damage means easy cleanup on the game.
And I love the ranges that VanLeer is playing at too, like in that corner where VanLeer is just sitting back, throwing out these charged JCs, very big air buttons. It's like, hey, what are you going to do about this? What are you going to do about this? You don't really have any tools to deal with it if you're not reacting to it properly with like a DP, for example, which can be very risky. So he's like very content with just throwing these out, waiting for it to hit, activating the traps, and getting all this damage as we're seeing right now. Urk going to get a punish, however, and going to return the favor.
Got VanLeer in the corner, and they, like earlier, trying to mash out immediately, trying to get Urk away. No punish on the IW, but it doesn't matter because they still have VanLeer in the corner. They have to fight their way out.
Urk has chain shift, but going to lose the Vorpal cycle right now. Still it's okay because Urk did get that round at the very last moment. And now we're back into neutral. Who's going to get the first interaction win? And VanLeer is the one who's going to get it. Go into the corner, set up the puddles, set up the traps. It's business as usual.
Punish on Urk's attempt to bash their way out of there. And they're having this corner positioning. Once again, the pressure is looking stifling, but Urk's defense have been so good. Got themselves Celestial. With hot matters, they got hit at the very end.
One thing I want to see a bit more from Urk is that Urk is getting these Vorpal cycles won, right? But Urk is not spending that chain shift. Chain shift is not just an offensive tool. It's not just a pressure tool. You can also use it on defense as that pause button, as an invincible startup, and you can react accordingly with an invincible move like a super, like a DP. And Urk is going to take that round to take a game over VanLeer. But yes, I want to see more of chain shift being used as a defensive tool because Urk can get out of a lot of these situations, especially the stagger pressure that VanLeer is putting on top of him by using that as an option.
And that such a good tool to use, like you're saying. You can use it on a wake up. Added in Uniclear, the previous version of the game, is a little bit of a red mist around the opponent when they're in the middle of an action and can't block. You can kind of use that as a very quick, oh, if I have a reversal and I see that, cool. I'll just chain shift, pop a reversal, and get a relatively low risk escape from whatever pressure situation.
Exactly. You said that you can use it on wake up, but you can also use it in pressure strings too. If you're spamming that D button, if you're hammering it, mashing it with your life, then you're going to basically get chain shift the moment there's a gap in VanLeer's pressure.
We're going for the increased jump ins. Not shielded by Urks and had to hold all of those. And there's pressure. Taking that.
Going to get that grab too. I think it's the very first grab that VanLeer has gotten. That will recover a bit of his life. Urk going to deal that damage right back to him. You thought you could heal? No, you cannot. Get back into the corner. Going to spend some meter. No, we're not. I'm actually very surprised. Like, Urk really loves to hold on to his meter, but I think with the current trend of things, he might want to spend maybe like 100 meter at least just to get that better Oki situation and better damage as well.
Yeah, most of their meter usage has just been on IW. They're trying to close out rounds with that. But you're holding on to this money, not spending it. It's not doing you anything.
Exactly. Like, if you do use that 100 meter, there is an opportunity to get that 100-meter back later in the round for an IW if you do need it. So I think it would be very beneficial for Urk to use that a little bit more. And Urk now holding up this pressure. The goal throw not tech. I think that's the very first time that throw was not teched by someone.
Urk almost finding their way over the pinwheel.
It's way too big. I don't think any character can make it over except maybe like Kuon, Force Function, or Merkava Flight. But those are exceptions, not the rule.
Oh, absolutely. Urk finding themselves in the corner. VanLeer stifling them again. Got a grid break, got pressure, once they get started, once Urk is, kind of fumbling with these Carmine offensive sequences, they're having such a tough time.
Now what Urk is grid broken, so VanLeer gets that free Vorpal cycle to use if he so pleases.
Dropping down, again setting up the pinwheel, getting a reset, gold throw. Looking at TRM.
Covering his health. I think that should be enough to kill. VanLeer, spend your resources, don't drop it! And we are DPing straight out. Urk is not going to hold that pressure for any longer. Knows that he needs to ride or die. He needs to get out of here one way or another. Tries to jump in, but that IW coming out from VanLeer, recognizing that, hey, I can just anti-air you with this for free. And that is exactly what he did, winning him that game.
Air unblockable, 3-1. VanLeer taking the set and going up to grand finals for a run back.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how this next set goes between VanLeer and Candice, because some players do need that time to get that download, right? Because there are times where people lose in winners finals, make it back to grand finals, get that reset and win. It just takes a bit more time to start adapting, but you also got to keep in mind that the person who won a winners finals is also adapting too, so they have already played you and they're also probably going to be better. So we're not just at that layer 2, layer 3 anymore. We're now starting to reach like layer 5, for example, where we're playing like really tough mind games, just like I know, I know kind of situations.
Yeah, especially like you said, we played earlier, Candice got a chance to watch VanLeer again in losers, guiding that deeper and deeper into the game. But VanLeer has also been playing the game. They've been warming up while Candice kind of been sitting pretty in winner side of France. So sometimes that momentum coming from loser side is huge.
That is true. But the momentum is quickly being stopped by Candice. VanLeer, once again, it feels like a repeat from winners finals, where VanLeer yet to touch Candice and being sent to the corner almost immediately at that round start, and is now just stuck here. Force function on your block. The confidence, the goal for Candice. And Candice will take that game, or sorry, not take that game, take that round with a perfect to start off grand finals.
There's just some energy that comes with doing minus frames into DP. You're like, yeah, I got this. I know what's good. I know you're gonna try and take your turn back. Go try it. See what happens.
Exactly. It's like that layer 5 that I was talking about, right? Because like, okay, now you've already demonstrated that you know this is negative, that you know that you can take your turn back, and you've been taking back your turn back every single time I did this. But instead, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna just DP in your face because I know you're going to try to press something. And that is so cool to see that confidence at display and actually working.
Working out very well. Candice Catnipp taking the first game and already finding a freeze into a full screen confirm on VanLeer, putting them in the corner very early. The stagger pressure opening this Carmine up. It's looking rough for VanLeer.
There's an unfortunate drop, but Candice quickly picking it back up, and no way. Are we going to see another? Oh no, we cannot have another perfect. No! And Candice, yet again, that life bar is a blue.
Yup, blue striking true for Candice Catnipp. They got 2 perfects, I believe, under their belt so far in this set, and they're working on a third. VanLeer in the corner being opened up again. Vorpal 1, set up the flower, throw.
Next stagger pressure, 5As, spacing trap, and now just going to back up. Knows that, hey, if I back up, I want to keep this corner position, and that's what's important right now.
Position though been reversed by VanLeer. They got a grid break throw, and they are able to start their offensive for the first time in this set. Get the full combo again, dropping it for the reset into the wheel. Bomb punishes the DP, but no confirm.
Oh my gosh, we're just 5-being out. We're out, throwing out, and the Rekka overhead will hit. Did VanLeer try to go for an invisible command grab? I think that's what he might have done. Chain shift into react to see that Candice is doing a move, but did the wrong invincible move.
Yeah, that C Rekka follow-up, like you said, the overhead also being airborne, so Candice Catnipp unable to be grabbed. It was confirmed off of that, canceled in the air super, took the second game. Candice Catnipp in firm control of this set.
Perfectly setting the pace. It feels like VanLeer this entire time is just scared to actually try to approach Candice and is more intent on whiff punishing Candice, but not whip. Candice can just jump in so quickly with this Rekka, moving in so fast. There's a cross up, not paying attention, but how can you when it's going this fast when there's so much visual noise going on the screen? VanLeer needs this opening, needs it right now, but cannot find it. Candice is on a set point so quickly.
With punished by the raw Rekka, EX to keep that one safe. More plus frames with the 6B. Candice Catnipp's pressure is unstoppable. The low Rekka, grid break, and a freeze to boot.
Chain shift going to Fennec, keeping this pressure going. Does not want it to stop, and VanLeer just sitting here, just blocking for his life, but finally getting cracked open.
There we go. This
Deeping
time
out. Okay.
This
Now
time
you
the
really
correct
have to start making something happen. Not if the super comes out full screen punish. How dare you try to JT in from the air. Candice will take it all in winning this grand finals, winning this Under Night in Birth 2 tournament for the King returns.
You saw the winners finals, right? Where VanLeer got their offense going in that set. They looked pretty decent. They were able to deal with some of Candice Catnipp's defensive options very well. They're able to navigate neutral kind of decently against them. But in grand finals, Candice was in firm control. They tightened up. They found all of the answers that VanLeer was going for on defense, was going for on neutral, and was just able to roll that set.
All right, and speaking of rolling pineapples, thank you so much for joining us. Salty will be sticking around and entertaining you guys just a little bit longer as we are going to be rolling right into our next set. It is time for the tournament of Guilty Gear Strive that took place Saturday at the King Returns 11. And tagging out will be Pineapples, tagging in will be this individual.
Hey, what is going on, everyone? I am Can't Switch, and I am so excited to bring you some Guilty Gear Strive. And I am joined here by Salty Boy. How you doing today, Salty?
I am doing just fine. Just got finished casting some Under Night, but we're just going to keep that energy up, keep the action up, and go straight into Guilty Gear Strive.